Have you ever felt that crushing weight in your chest when someone says no to you? That moment when your job application gets rejected, when someone declines your invitation, or when your ideas get dismissed? If you're nodding right now, this video is specifically for you. Rejection stings. It can feel like a personal attack on our worth, our abilities, and our very identity. The pain can linger for days, weeks, or even years if we let it. But what if I told you that rejection isn't the end of your journey, but potentially the most powerful catalyst for your growth? Before we dive deep into these 13 life-changing Stoic lessons, if you value wisdom that transforms pain into power, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Drop a "ready" in the comments if you're prepared to transform rejection from your enemy into your ally. I make videos like this every week, and I don't want you to miss out on content that could completely transform your perspective on life's challenges. I read every comment and would love to know, what was your most recent rejection that still bothers you today? Share it below and let's work through it together. 1. Acknowledge what is within your control. The foundation of Stoic philosophy lies in distinguishing between what we can and cannot control. Rejection itself, not in your control. Your response to it, entirely yours. When someone rejects you, remember that their decision emerges from countless factors you'll never fully understand. Their past experiences, current mood, hidden agendas, personal preferences, or circumstances entirely unrelated to you. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius would remind us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Consider the job interview where you weren't selected. You cannot control the interviewer's biases, the other candidate's qualifications, or the company's internal politics. You can control your preparation, your presentation, and most importantly, how you process the rejection afterward. Next time rejection strikes, pause and ask yourself, what aspect of this situation can I actually influence? This simple question creates immediate emotional distance and redirects your energy toward productive action rather than wasteful rumination. Have you noticed how focusing on what you can control instantly reduces anxiety? Share in the comments one rejection where shifting your focus to what you could control made all the difference. Your insight might be exactly what another viewer needs today. To recognize rejection as external. That job rejection letter? External. That romantic interest who didn't reciprocate? External. That publisher who passed on your manuscript? External. That friend who didn't invite you? External. As Epictetus taught, it's not things that upset us, but our judgments about them. When we internalize rejection, we essentially say, your opinion defines my worth. The Stoic alternative recognizes that rejection is merely information about the rejector's preferences, limitations, and circumstances, not about your intrinsic value as a human being. Consider this. If someone dislikes spicy food, does that make the food objectively bad? Of course not. It simply means it doesn't align with that person's preferences. Similarly, rejection often reveals compatibility issues rather than quality issues. Try this mental reframing exercise. The next time someone rejects you, silently remind yourself, this is their decision, based on their criteria, influenced by their experiences, filtered through their biases, constrained by their limitations, and colored by their current state of mind. Feel the difference this perspective creates? I'm curious, what's one rejection you've encountered where you later realized it truly wasn't personal at all? Comment below with your experience, and let's learn from each other's insights. 3. Practice detachment from outcomes. Many of us create elaborate fantasies about future outcomes. We imagine the perfect job, relationship, or opportunity, then attach our happiness and self-worth to these specific visions. When rejection shatters these expectations, suffering inevitably follows. Seneca advised, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Our anticipation of success and subsequent disappointment often causes more pain than the rejection itself. To practice outcome detachment, focus intensely on the process rather than the result. Did you prepare thoroughly for that interview? Did you express yourself authentically in that relationship? Did you create that art with integrity and purpose? Excellence in action remains within your control. The outcome does not. This isn't pessimism, it's liberation. By valuing the quality of your efforts over external validation, you reclaim your power from others' opinions. Imagine approaching each endeavor thinking, "I will give this my absolute best effort, and whatever happens, I know my worth remains unchanged." This mindset doesn't guarantee external success, but it ensures internal victory regardless of outcomes. Which feels harder for you, detaching from professional rejection or personal rejection? Let me know in the comments what strategies have helped you most with detachment. Your approach might be exactly what someone else needs to try. 4. See rejection as feedback, not failure. What if every rejection contained valuable data for your growth? The publisher who rejected your manuscript might have inadvertently shown you weaknesses in your writing. The company that didn't hire you might have saved you from a poor cultural fit. The person who declined your romantic interest might have prevented a misaligned partnership. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This perspective transforms rejection from a judgment of your worth into useful information for your journey, a redirection rather than a roadblock. Consider famous rejections throughout history. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. The Beatles were rejected by Decca Recording, who said, "Guitar music is on the way out." J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter was rejected by 12 publishers. Each rejection provided feedback that ultimately strengthened their resolve and refined their approach. After rejection, try asking, "What can I learn here? What might this rejection be telling me about my approach, timing, or fit? How might this redirect me towards something better aligned with my true path?" This approach converts rejection's energy from destructive to constructive. Comment below about a time when rejection actually led you to something much better than what you originally wanted. Your story could be the inspiration someone else desperately needs right now. 5. Embrace impermanence. The Stoics emphasized life's fleeting nature. Opportunities come and go. Relationships begin and end. Companies hire and fire. Nothing remains forever, including rejection's sting and its consequences. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "All is ephemeral, fame and the famous as well." When we truly internalize this truth, rejection loses its perceived permanence. If everything eventually changes, why allow temporary rejection to disturb your inner peace? Think about rejections from your past that seem devastating at the time. How many still affect your daily life? How many led to unexpected positive developments? How many seem insignificant now? This perspective shows that today's painful rejection will likely become tomorrow's distant memory or even a stepping stone to something better. Rather than viewing rejection as a permanent barrier, see it as a temporary condition in life's constant flow. This perspective helps maintain equanimity despite changing circumstances. How has understanding impermanence helped you overcome a particularly difficult rejection? Share your experience below. Your insight might help someone who's struggling right now with what feels like a permanent failure. 6. Cultivate inner resilience. Each rejection you face with dignity and clarity strengthens your resilience muscle. What defeats many people isn't rejection itself, but their inability to recover and continue forward. Rejection resilience isn't innate, it's developed through practice. Epictetus, who experienced slavery and exile, taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Resilience isn't born from avoiding rejection, but from facing it repeatedly while maintaining your commitment to growth and inner tranquility. Consider rejection exposure as deliberate practice. Athletes don't become stronger by avoiding strain, but by gradually increasing resistance. Similarly, your rejection resilience grows with each experience you process thoughtfully. Practice resilience by intentionally exposing yourself to small rejections. Ask for discounts at stores, pitch ideas in meetings, invite someone to coffee. Start conversations with strangers. Each micro-rejection builds your tolerance for the inevitable larger ones. The more you practice, the faster your recovery time becomes, from days of rumination to hours to minutes to seconds. Eventually, rejection becomes merely information rather than emotional devastation. I'm curious, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your rejection resilience? What's one practice that has strengthened your ability to bounce back? Your answer could inspire our community to develop this crucial life skill. 7. Focus on virtue, not validation. The Stoics measured success by 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. External validation, applause, promotion, acceptance, fame, never appeared on their scorecard of a life well lived. When you anchor your worth in virtue rather than validation, rejection becomes irrelevant to your self-assessment. Ask yourself, did I act with wisdom, with courage, with justice, with self-discipline? If yes, you've succeeded, regardless of external outcomes. Imagine approaching each potential rejection thinking, whether I'm accepted or rejected, my goal is to display courage, wisdom, and integrity throughout this process. With this mindset, rejection cannot defeat you. It can only redirect you. This shift from external to internal metrics creates unshakable confidence. As Seneca noted, the greatest wealth is a poverty of desires. When you desire virtue above validation, you've attained true freedom from others' opinions. Which virtue do you find most challenging to maintain in the face of rejection? Comment below and let's explore this together. Perhaps we can develop strategies for preserving our virtuous intentions despite challenging circumstances. 8. Practice gratitude for what remains. Rejection narrows our focus to what we've lost or failed to obtain. Gratitude counteracts this by expanding our awareness to everything we still possess, which is invariably far more than what we've lost. After rejection, try this Stoic practice. List 10 things you're grateful for despite this rejection. Your health, supportive friends, basic necessities, other opportunities that remain open, previous successes, lessons learned. This exercise instantly shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance. As Marcus Aurelius counseled, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Even amid rejection, countless blessings remain untouched if we only remember to notice them. Consider keeping a rejection gratitude journal. After each significant rejection, record 3 things the experience helped you appreciate. This practice transforms rejection from a loss into a gateway to deeper gratitude. What's something you've become newly grateful for after experiencing a significant rejection? Share your perspective shift below, and let's celebrate the unexpected gifts that sometimes come disguised as disappointments. 9. Use rejection to refine your path. Sometimes rejection isn't an obstacle but a compass. The relationship that doesn't work out might prevent you from settling for incompatibility. The job rejection might redirect you toward your authentic calling. The creative project that gets passed over might push you to develop your unique voice rather than imitating others. Epictetus observed, "No great thing is created suddenly." Your path of growth requires constant refinement through trial, error, and, yes, rejection. Each no potentially moves you closer to the ultimate yes that aligns with your true purpose. Consider rejection as life's way of pruning your path. Just as a gardener removes certain branches to strengthen the entire plant, rejection often removes options that would ultimately weaken your journey's integrity. Consider this question. What if your most painful rejection was actually protecting you from a path that would have prevented your greatest growth? What evidence might support this perspective? What if rejection isn't punishment but protection? Has rejection ever redirected you towards something that proved more fulfilling? I'd love to hear your story in the comments. Your redirection might inspire someone currently facing a similar rejection. 10. Exercise self-compassion. Stoicism doesn't demand emotional suppression. It teaches emotional management through reason. When rejection hurts, and it often does, acknowledge the pain without judgment. Feeling the sting doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. Speak to yourself as you would to a respected friend experiencing rejection. Would you call them worthless or inadequate? Or would you respond with understanding and encouragement? This internal dialogue shapes your resilience more than the rejection itself. Seneca advised, if you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person. Self-compassion transforms your relationship with rejection by changing who you are in relation to it. Practice physical self-care following rejection. Sleep well, exercise, eat nourishing food, connect with supportive people. The body-mind connection is powerful, and physical resilience supports emotional resilience. What's one kind thing you could say to yourself the next time you face rejection? Share your self-compassion practice below. Your approach might be exactly the mental framework someone else needs. 11. Remember, your purpose is internal. Your life purpose transcends external approval. The Stoics believed our purpose centers on living virtuously in accordance with nature and reason. This purpose remains achievable regardless of rejection. When rejection threatens to derail you, reconnect with your deeper purpose. Ask, beyond external success, what truly matters to me? What contribution am I here to make? What virtues am I here to embody? What would still give my life meaning, even if I faced rejection in every external pursuit? This reconnection with purpose transforms rejection from an ending into a redirection toward your authentic path. It reminds you that while specific opportunities may be denied, your capacity to live meaningfully cannot be rejected by anyone. Imagine approaching life thinking, "My primary purpose is to develop wisdom and character. Everything else is secondary." From this perspective, rejection becomes merely a circumstance rather than a crisis. What internal purpose keeps you moving forward despite rejection? Your answer might inspire someone who's currently feeling lost in the wilderness of repeated no. 12. Learn from the perspective of others. While rejection isn't personal, it sometimes contains valuable perspective. The employer who rejects you might accurately identify skill gaps you need to address. The publishing editor might correctly identify weaknesses in your manuscript. The friend who declines your invitation might legitimately need different support than what you offered. Epictetus taught, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone.'" This humorous response embodies the Stoic willingness to learn even from critics. This humility allows you to extract wisdom even from painful rejection. Not all feedback warrants incorporation, but dismissing it entirely risks missing growth opportunities. The Stoic approach separates the emotional sting from the informational content. After the initial emotional response subsides, ask, "Is there any truth here I can use? Any perspective that might improve my approach? Any blind spot this rejection reveals?" This discernment transforms rejection from purely painful to potentially productive. Has someone's rejection ever contained valuable truths you initially didn't want to hear? What did you learn? Share your experience below, and let's appreciate how sometimes our greatest teachers come disguised as rejections. 13. Turn rejection into opportunity for growth. The Stoics believed that obstacles are actually opportunities in disguise. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Rejection provides rich soil for three types of growth: skill development, improving what you can offer; character development, strengthening your resilience and virtue; direction clarification, refining your authentic path. The person who masters rejection doesn't just tolerate it, they actively leverage it as a catalyst for becoming their best self. They transform rejection's energy from obstacle to opportunity. Consider creating a rejection resume, documenting significant rejections and what each taught you. This practice reframes your narrative from rejection victim to rejection alchemist, someone who transforms rejection's lead into growth's gold. How has rejection made you stronger, wiser, or more aligned with your true path? Your transformation story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Remember, rejection isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. By applying these Stoic principles, you transform rejection from something that happens to you into something that happens for you. The pain doesn't disappear entirely, but it acquires purpose. If this perspective shift has helped you, please hit that like button right now and share this video with someone who might be struggling with rejection. Your share could change someone's entire relationship with rejection. Drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. I read every single one, and I'll be responding to as many as possible. Until next time, remember what Epictetus taught. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Let rejection refine you, not define you.